Did you know that a single African king once crashed an entire economy just by giving away too much gold? In 1324, Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire, embarked on a pilgrimage to Cairo. His caravan carried so much gold that its distribution caused inflation in Egypt, devaluing the metal for over a decade. This astonishing event is just one chapter in the vast and complex history of African wealth. Today, we'll explore this history through the lens of groundbreaking books like African Wealth Paradigm Shift by Motupi Cooper and Fortunes of Africa by Martin Meredith. These works reveal not only the immense riches of ancient African civilizations but also the systemic inequalities that persist today. Let's begin with Musa's legendary journey. Born in 1280, Musa ascended to the throne of the Mali Empire in 1312. His empire was already one of the wealthiest in the world, thanks to its vast gold mines and thriving trade routes. But it was his pilgrimage to Mecca that cemented his place in history. Along the way, Musa stopped in Cairo, where he distributed so much gold that it disrupted the local economy. This act of generosity inadvertently highlighted the fragility of wealth systems, a theme that echoes throughout African history. Moving forward to the modern era, African Wealth Paradigm Shift by Motupi Cooper offers a fresh perspective on wealth generation in Africa. Published in 2021, Cooper's book challenges the colonial extraction models that have long dominated African economies. Instead, he emphasizes the importance of generational wealth and the role of African banking. But here's a lesser-known fact: no major African bank existed in the 19th century. The first indigenous banks, like the African Banking Corporation, were established only in the late 19th century, decades after European colonization began. This delayed development has had lasting impact on Africa's economic landscape. Another critical issue explored in Cooper's work is the generational wealth gap. Despite similar incomes, African American households hold significantly less wealth than white households. This disparity stems from historical policies like the GI Bill and the Homestead Act, which systematically excluded African Americans from wealth-building opportunities. Thomas J. Shapiro's The Hidden Cost of Being African American delves into this issue, revealing how these policies created inequalities that persist today. For instance, while the GI Bill helped white veterans buy homes, African American veterans were often denied these benefits, leading to a wealth gap that continues to affect families generations later. Returning to Africa, Martin Meredith's Fortunes of Africa provides a comprehensive historical account of wealth on the continent. Published in 2005, Meredith's book traces wealth from the Kingdom of Kush around 1070 BC through the Mali Empire and into modern post-colonial economies. One of the key takeaways is that African wealth was historically generated through trade and mining, not just colonial exploitation. The Kingdom of Kush, for example, was renowned for its gold and trade with ancient Egypt. Similarly, the Mali Empire's wealth was built on its vast gold reserves and control of trade routes. However, colonialism disrupted these indigenous systems, replacing them with extraction models that prioritized European interests. This historical context is crucial for understanding Africa's current economic challenges. Today, many African states face structural issues that hinder wealth generation. An economic analysis published on Ideas RPC focuses on these structural generators of wealth, though it remains unavailable for download. This study highlights the need for policies that address systemic inequalities and promote sustainable economic development. Cooper's African Wealth Paradigm Shift aligns with this perspective, advocating for a return to indigenous wealth generation models. These models emphasize community-based banking, generational wealth, and economic self-sufficiency. But the road to achieving this vision is fraught with challenges. One significant barrier is the persistent wealth gap rooted in historical injustices. Shapiro's research shows that African American households continue to lag behind white households in wealth accumulation. This gap is not just a matter of income but of historical policies that denied African Americans access to wealth-building opportunities. For example, the Homestead Act of 1862 granted land to white settlers while excluding African Americans. Similarly, the GI Bill of 1944 provided benefits to white veterans but systematically excluded African Americans. These exclusions created a generational wealth gap that persists today. So, how can Africa and its diaspora overcome these challenges? Kopo's book offers a roadmap, emphasizing the importance of education, community-based banking, and policy reform. By reclaiming indigenous wealth narratives and addressing systemic inequalities, Africa can pave the way for a more equitable future. This journey begins with understanding the past. Books like Fortunes of Africa and African Wealth Paradigm Shift provide vital insights into Africa's rich history and the challenges it faces today. They remind us that wealth is not just about money but about systems, opportunities, and justice. As we reflect on Mansa Musa's golden legacy and the generational wealth gap, let's commit to building a future where wealth is accessible to all.